Shalom Akim, Yabashim Yabshai Barakdam, Kahla Yabashim Yabshai, Bashem Rakwakadash, double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Stone, who rule well in righteousness and diligence, as well as the sink Akim, doing the work of Yabashim Yabshai, with all seriousness of mind, man, because in the last days, we gotta keep on pushing the work that Yahshai has commanded us to do, man. In season, out of season, whether you have an opportunity, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, most high, Lord willing, you get it done, So I'm just gonna go into a quick video, because Edomites are losing their minds, man. They want their rulership back, but it's not gonna happen, So they're stressed, they're angry, they're pissed off to the max. So they're rioting in every way they can, man. They're complaining on social media and they're turning out in numbers to vote, man. They want to change, to the comfortable way of living, man. They want a promising future for their households, man. So the Most High is taking away that cup of comfort away from them. I'm going to play this video. It just talks about how the Edomites have benefited from their rulership.
I don't know. White privilege. I just don't see it.
You know what you need?
What are these?
White privilege glasses. Helps you see the world the way we do.
Yeah, so that's the point I can, man, So Esau is basically going to be experiencing the curses that the Most High put upon Jake, the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's gonna happen, man. So it's gonna be a great sighting, man. So it's gonna be one of those things, man. The Lord is gonna laugh about, because this Edomites are catching hell now, to even mention the opioid epidemic is coming hard at this Edomites, and now they want the laws changed to be in their favor, because the Most High is jacking them up, man, every way, possible. All right, so I'm going to find a precept. This is Zechariah chapter 11. I'm going to read verses 4. Okay, so it says, thus said the Lord, my power, okay, feed the flock of the slaughter. All right, so that was the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The Israelites spread out throughout the four corners of the earth, that believe in the word of Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay, and then it says, verse 5, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Okay, so that's exactly what the nation of Israel is going through, man. Jake is still in captivity. We're understanding that there's no benefits, man, of living in captivity under the so-called white man, man. Under the Arabs, under the Africans, under the Chinese, whatever nations of the heathen there is, where Jake is residing, there is no benefits, man. It's just the curses, So the Edomites wearing the white privilege glasses, basically, seeing firsthand the curses upon Jake, So Esau can't deny it. They've done research upon it. They have the records about, last hired, first fired, minimum wage, uh, jobs, poor working conditions here and there. So it's messed up, man. But end of the day, man, the elites, have planned a system so perfect that they exploiting their own people, you know. And then there's so much to go into when you read the precepts, but I'm just gonna keep it brief. When you look at the book of Psalms, chapter 73, I'll just play a few more seconds of the video. Yeah, so you see the names of Washington and Jefferson. It says slave owner, slave owner. So that's basically you know, the main point of the video, man. Jack is in a wonderland, man, thinking it's got freedom. There ain't no freedoms here. It's just so-called, privileges, man. There's different levels of privileges, man. You know, even though Jake in America has certain privileges, but at any point in time, it could be pulled away. Yep. But for the most part, Jake is still under the curses. Jake is subject to all kinds of atrocities in this place, man. The food is polluted, the air is messed up, the water is a mess. The so-called justice system is upside down for Jake. Jake is there in great numbers. The educational system is a mess. All right, so I'm going to read Psalm chapter 73. It says, a psalm of Asaph. It says, truly, the power is good to Israel, even to such as of a clean heart. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. Because, Jake that work in all these restaurants and all these service jobs, you know, they see how much the elites are living large, man. The kind of bills they're able to afford. Their balls, their conferences, their parties, and everything else. What they order, you know, their lifestyle. It's nothing to be matched with, man. Then verse 4 says, for there are no bands in their debt, but their strength is firm. Okay, and then verse 5 says, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. And then verse 6 says, their pride, therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covered them as a garment. Alright, so that's exactly the description of the empire of the Edomites, the empire of the so-called white men. Violence is his number one motive, you know. That's how he lives by, man. He can't live in peace, He always gotta be violent, man. That's the only way his mind could be at rest. He's gotta be violent, either in his words or in physically. He's gotta go across land and sea to conquer lands. Get resources. Because he has that thirst for power. That's why he loves that violent acts. He commits, man. There's no so-called I'm sorry this, I'm sorry that. This is the last time this is ever gonna happen. They just sweep it under the rug. And those that want to talk about it, they get crossed out, man. They get railroaded or blackballed. All right. So that's how the elite are able to maintain their power, man. They do whatever they can, by any means necessary. So it's gonna be tough on these last days, man, for folks that want to do the work of the Most High. They will have to stand firm. Just need to have faith in the Lord Yahweh Shai, and this concerns the elect, of the nation of Israel. Yeah, because it's gonna be crazy, man. Because when this Edomites start losing it in these last days, it's gonna be so bad out here. The streets of America and Europe. They're gonna cling to what they could do best, man, which is violence, man. You know, that's the way they were able to set up the empire. Get the power to enjoy the riches that they have, which is what the Most High blessed them with. So once the Most High decides it's time for them to go down, they're not gonna go down quietly, man. They're gonna go down swinging with every weapon they got. All right. So I'm going to get the book of Lamentation, chapter 2. And then you look at verses 16 and verse 17. It says, all thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. The her, that's the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, this is the day that we looked for. We have found, we have seen it. So, they were glad when they took over our nation, man. Columbus, they took down the Moors in Spain and Europe, took out the Israelite monarchs, spread out throughout Europe, Western Europe and Eastern Europe, in Africa as well, especially West Africa. So, Esau had a great time, man, taking down Jake. All right. And then verse 17 says, the Lord had done that which he had devised. So it's Mosiah's prophecy, that had to happen. He had fulfilled his word that he had commanded in the days of old. He had thrown down and had not pitied. He had caused an enemy to rejoice over thee, and he had set up the horn of thine adversary. So, Esau's road to rulership was set up by the Most High. But at the end of the day, hey, you can't find any faults with the Most High's words, man. The Most High set it up that way. But the only thing is, Esau don't like to give credit to the Most High for putting him in that position. He likes to, say that his technology, his wise man, his great generals were able to defeat these people. They take credit for everything, man. Never give glory to Yah, Bashim Shai. And that's one of the reasons why the Most High is going to destroy, the empire of the Edomites, man. Okay. And then one last precept. This is Isaiah chapter 51. And then you read verses 22. So it says, thus said the Lord Yahweh, and thy power that pleaded the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thine hand the cup of trembling. Okay, that was a cup of slavery. Okay, that's our nation has been drinking, man, for centuries. Even the dregs of the cup of my fury, thou shalt no more drink it again. So that's a time, we're coming into once we're sealed, with that spirit of salvation. That time of our sufferings, man, is going to be over, man. We're going to be protected from the desires of the flesh. You're going to go through a spiritual transformation. It's going to be so beautiful. And then verse 23 says, but I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee. So the captivity that we've encountered, is going to be transferred onto the heads of our enemies, man. The Edomites, that so-called Caucasian race, the Asians, the Arabs, Africans, they're all going to go into captivity, when the Lord defeats the armies during World War III. So this is Isaiah 51 verse 23. But I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down that we may go over. And thou hast laid thy body as the ground, and as the street to them that went over. So Jake is in a low position in the society of the Edomites, because the Most High is just jacking us up for our iniquities which we committed in the past. And the time the Most High is going to raise us up, the enemy would not be able to do anything, man. Taking down the videos, shutting down the internet, the introduction of the mark of the beast. It's not going to have any effect on derailing the men of the Lord from being saved. So that's a beautiful thing that the Most High has always had to assure his prophets, that they will have a sure way of salvation. And that's one of those things that the elites have always hated, man. And they're gonna try their best, man. They're gonna try their best to destroy whoever stands in their way. But at the end of the day, you know, they're gonna lose badly. So, Kahaloya Bashim Shai, dub honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Moonstone, the sincere Akim doing the work of Yabashim Shai. The era of white privilege is over, man. They say the might know it. They watch the videos of the prophets on the internet. They hear the word on the highways and byways. They can see clearly. They know that the Most High is sending His Son Yahweh shine back to put things back in its proper order. And they're sad about it. They're angry. They're all types of medication. They're hoping and praying that it's not so. But hey, it is so. It's the word of Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to come to pass. It is the truth. There's no stopping the truth of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Kahala Yahweh Shemel Shai. Double honors and salutations, elders and apostles, great millstone again. Who rule well. And brothers, just stay strong, stay steadfast. Don't let your faith be shaken. Shalom.